Hello there, welcome back to my channel, Jewella. So today is Sunday and it's all about diets and food plans and basically the food that I've been eating for the last week, and just a little bit of a general catch up on how things have gone this week really on my diet. So I did do a meal plan and I'll be 100% honest guys, I did not stick to it. Partly my fault, partly Asda's fault. So when I got my food shopping delivered in the week, there was several substitutes and several items unavailable where they didn't offer as a substitute. One of them being chicken breasts, which was an integral part of my diet this week. So because I didn't have the chicken, I couldn't do the meals I'd planned out for 2 or 3 of the days. Never mind though, improvisation does come in because it has to. That's life. Anyway, so the food plan that I read out last week, it didn't get stuck to basically. I think I stuck to it about 50% and the other 50% was just completely written off. So instead, I quickly jotted down the food that I did eat over the last week and I'm just going to share that with you now. And also, drum roll time, did I have a weight loss this week? Well, I got on the scales this morning and I'll be honest with you, I've lost 1 pound this week. Now, me personally, I'm thrilled with that 1 pound, considering I have indulged in a few little foods this week that I maybe shouldn't have indulged in. To have a 1 pound weight loss, I am absolutely over the moon with. Some other people on diets might say, 1 pound, that's not much. But have you seen what 1 pound of fat looks like? It's not pretty. It's not a pretty sight. And you'll be glad that it's out of your body rather than in your body. So yeah, I am thrilled with a 1 pound weight loss. And for me personally, if I can keep that consistency up for like the rest of the year, 1 pound a week weight loss over 52 weeks or whatever it is, would take me very close to my goal a lot quicker than I planned. So yeah, a 1 pound weight loss, I'll take it. I'll completely take it over stagnating or gaining, absolutely. I think I am going to face weeks ahead of us where I might stagnate and even some weeks I might gain a little bit as well. Because sometimes when we weigh ourselves, even though you should do it at the same time of the day, once a week, every week, religiously the exact same time. I do mine on a Sunday morning when I get up, basically, before I eat anything, before I drink anything, and just after I've been to the toilet for a wee. That's just what I personally do. But everyone's different. If you normally get weighed on a night time, then keep it up and religiously do it on a night time only. Because throughout the day, your body will give fluctuating results. As I discovered last week, through some parts of the day, I was like 2 pounds heavier, and then some parts of the day 2 pound lighter. It really did fluctuate within like a 4 pound kind of variation. But anyway, so yeah, a 1 pound weight loss. If I can sustain that as consistently as I possibly can, even if it was only 1 pound a fortnight, I'll be happy at that, guys. 1 pound a fortnight puts me on track for the 5 stone weight loss by the time I'm 40 anyway. So yeah, I'll take it. I will absolutely take it. And you've got to remember, it's about your health and it's about how you feel inside. It's not just about what you look like in the mirror, although that is important to ourselves. But never let that be a driving factor in your weight loss of how other people see you, or if you're worried about other people thinking that you look fat or overweight, or somebody might have called you a name in the past or said that you need to lose weight. The important thing to always remember and keep at the forefront, and it's absolute paramount, is that you do this for yourself if you're embarking on any kind of weight loss journey. And in my opinion, do it like the right way. Do it on your own. Don't take the weight loss aids unless you desperately need them, because a 5 pound weight loss in week 1, a 4 pound weight loss in week 2, and then getting less and less as time goes on, it's just not sustainable. And ultimately you do end up gaining some of that weight back as well. Generally speaking, with a lot of these like lotions and potions out on the market, they're great for some people who really struggle and need that motivational kick for the first week or 2 to feel good about themselves and then get them on a roll with a good diet. But after that week or 2, I would personally say ditch the little weight loss aids, because you don't know what you're putting into your body. And just because they're plant-based does not mean they're safe, as I've discussed before. Magic mushrooms are certainly not safe, and they are plant-based. They are fungi. Anyway, right, I'm gonna get cracking with telling you what I've ate this week, because I think I've lectured you all enough now. Anyway, by the way, before I get started, if anybody has joined me on this weight loss journey, please pop in the comments below how you're doing as well. So last Sunday for lunch I had some sweet potato soup, because I'd made the soup through the week and it was really nice. For dinner I did some chicken in a honey and mustard sauce, and I had that with some rice. And that was basically last Sunday, which is a week today. Then on Monday, my plan was for breakfasts all week, 2 slices of toast on Weight Watchers malted Danish bread. I'll be honest with you, one day this week I had breakfast. Now there's a reason for that. I hadn't been feeling great through the week, and I'd been unwell through the night most nights, which meant that on a morning I was sitting there dozing in bed, and I didn't get up until gone 11 o'clock most days. So by the time I was up, had a shower, forced myself to put some clothes on because I was being lazy because I didn't feel great. It was lunchtime, so I ended up skipping breakfasts, and that is not something I advise. Getting a good hearty breakfast in you is really important to just kickstart your metabolism for the rest of the day. So luckily for me, it was pretty much lunchtime when I woke up, so that meant that I could eat virtually straight away. I only had to wait about an hour. So on Monday, no breakfast. For my lunch, I had cheese on toast. Not the most healthy thing and not planned, but I had some cheese that needed it, so it had to get eaten. So I had some cheese on toast. For dinner, I had a really healthy dinner. Salmon, stir-fried veggies and some rice. And that was really nice and really healthy. Although I did feel hungry afterwards, and I'm pretty sure I must have snacked on something. But I don't remember exactly what I snacked on each day. I didn't write that down. But I can tell you I did have a few snacks through the week. Some of them healthy, some not quite so healthy. But I certainly did go off-piste this week. Tuesday, no breakfast. Lunch, a tin of soup, which was, I think it was a chicken soup, or it might have been a vegetable, I can't remember, but I had a tin of soup. For dinner I had homemade meatballs in a homemade tomato garlic sauce with a good handful of pasta shells. And when I say a good handful, I mean it was a good hefty portion. It wasn't a skimpy portion, it was a decent sized portion that left us feeling full for the rest of the night, and that was good for me because it meant that I wasn't wanting to snack on anything. However, it wasn't cutting the portion size down because it was a decent size. Wednesday, I did actually have some toast on Wednesday for breakfast. For lunch, I had a ham sandwich and some low-fat crisps. For dinner, I had some homemade chicken soup and a little bit of garlic flatbread. Now, I make a homemade chicken and vegetable broth, and I do a big stock pot full, and it's lovely. It's really, really nice. It's nicest while it's nice and fresh, but I did make a huge batch and I put most of it in the freezer. So I've had some today actually for me lunch. It's not as nice once it's been frozen and defrosted, but it's really super duper healthy. It really is. It's got all your vegetables in, it's really filling, it's really hearty, and it's just not fattening at all. It's got minimal calories in it, so it's fantastic. Anyway, Thursday, no breakfast. Lunch, I had pita bread, which was just 1 pita bread, a tablespoon of hummus, and some seafood sticks. Not very exciting. Needless to say, I was hungry after that. For dinner, I had the breaded haddock. If you watched my food haul from Asda, you would have saw some of the food that I got, which I'm reading out now. So I had some haddock, some rice and some Mediterranean veg. I wasn't that keen on the haddock actually. It was like posh fish fingers, but obviously in bigger chunks. I just scraped a lot of the breadcrumbs off because they were quite thick, and I like them nice and thin, and they were just a little bit puddingy for me. So I scraped most of that off and just ate the fish. So it was actually far healthier that way. Even though it wasn't unhealthy, it was still healthier again. I upped my game with that really. But there was a bit of waste with the breadcrumbs. But I wouldn't buy them again. They were nothing special. I would prefer to just have fish fingers, to be honest. Friday, no breakfast. Lunch, I had egg and tomato sandwiches and some low-fat crisps. For dinner, we had Indian takeaway on Friday. That was my husband's choice. I tend to prefer Chinese takeaway, which isn't quite as fattening as Indian takeaway, but it's obviously just as high in salts and stuff like that, if not higher in salt. But yeah, we had an Indian takeaway, and I felt like I'd stuffed my face, but I hadn't stuffed my face. I was so scared that when I got on the scales that I would have gained weight, but I didn't gain any weight. I still had the £1 weight loss for the week, so I'm over the moon with that, considering I had an Indian takeaway. But the curry that I always choose to get isn't really a very fattening curry. It's not like one of the thick creamy sauces. I do get a king prawn dupiasa balti, so it's like an onion, tomatoey, spicy sauce, and I love it. And I love prawns. They're like one of my favourite things to get in a curry. I sometimes like lamb as well, but that's more fattening. So I do tend to stick with prawns. And what did I have with it? I'm trying to remember now. I had garlic pilau rice. I had an onion bhaji, which I never normally have, but I did have a little onion bhaji. And I had literally about 3 or 4 little Indian chips, which are quite big. They look like roast potatoes. So I had 3 or 4 of those dipped in some korma sauce, which I know is quite fattening and quite like creamy, but I just dipped my chips in it. So I didn't have that much, probably about 2 teaspoons of korma sauce. So that's not too bad. So that was my takeaway on Friday night. At the minute, I'm very kind of interested and intrigued to see what the takeaway does with my weight loss week by week for the next couple of weeks. So this week coming, I'm going to have a Chinese takeaway and see if the weight loss is any better than £1, because it was £2 the first week with the Chinese, £1 the second week with an Indian. So I'm going to see if there's any difference there. It's interesting to test these little theories out, isn't it? Saturday, which was yesterday, I didn't have any breakfast because I got up quite late. And by the time I'd had a shower and washed my hair and everything, it was pretty much lunchtime. So I skipped it, which isn't sensible. And like I say, I don't advise it. But I had a cup of tea and then I started making lunch. So for lunch, I had a little packet of Bachelor's pasta and sauce, like pasta, which you just add milk and water. And it's not as fattening as you think, even though it's pasta and it's a carbohydrate. It's not as bad for you as what you think it is. If you read the calories, half a packet's like 200 calories, but I did have a whole packet to myself. So that was 400 calories, but that was like a brunch, breakfast come lunch. So that wasn't too bad at all, really. Then for dinner, it was fairly healthy. I had stuffed roast peppers. I had 2 red peppers stuffed, and I stuffed them with whole grain rice and spring onions cut really quite thin and like little rings. Mixed all that together with some salt and pepper. Stuffed it inside the roasted red peppers, which I'd previously roasted earlier on. And then I put it back in the oven for like 10 minutes with a little bit of grated parmesan on the top. I would have loved more parmesan cheese, I'm not going to lie. It could have done with a hell of a lot more cheese. But I'm trying to be healthy, so I didn't. And I ate them. They were fantastic. They were lovely. I love the taste of a nice sweet red pepper as well. They're really yummy. So I had stuffed peppers, and I had that with some garlic mushrooms, which I basically put in the wok and fried off with a couple of cloves of crushed garlic, which was really, really nice. And what else did I have? 2 slices of bacon. That's what I had with it. Had 2 little slices of bacon, and I cut the fat off, so I didn't eat the nasty fat. And that's it. That was Saturday. Today is Sunday, and so far I had breakfast this morning. I had 2 slices of toast with a little bit of Lurpak light butter on, but only a thin scraping, and a tiny bit of peanut butter, tiny bit of honey, because I do like peanut butter and honey together, which some people might think is a bit weird, but I like it. I think it's quite tasty. And I had that with a glass of orange juice. Now through the week, when I'm saying I haven't had breakfast, the only thing I have had when I've got up is a small glass of fresh orange juice, because I love a glass of fresh orange, and it's nice, isn't it? It's your natural sugars. Even though it's full of sugar, it's your natural sugars, so it's better than having like bars of chocolate or a can of full fat Coke. So yeah, that is the food that I've ate this week. I don't think I did too bad with the food, to be honest. It's not ideal to skip breakfasts, I'll say that again for the 3rd and final time. But yeah, a £1 weight loss, considering I ate an Indian takeaway on Friday, not that bad. And I had cheese on toast at the beginning of the week, and a good sized portion of meatballs and pasta like midweek as well. I don't think it's that bad, I really don't. However, I know I'm going to have to up my game this week. Now, I haven't done a food plan for this week, a meal plan, purely because I really don't know what I'm going to be eating from day to day at the moment. But I'm going to go through the fridge and the freezer later on and just try and plan out the next couple of days food wise. And I'm going to try my best to be quite healthy and a bit more strict, because snack wise I have snacked on a few things that aren't too great for us this week. I've been quite good with the crisps. I've only had 3 packets of crisps all week, and for me that's good, and they were all the low fat ones. There were the Walker's French fries, which are 79 calories a pack, and they're low in fat as well. So yeah, I only had 3 packets in an entire week, and that's good for me. It really is, because I'm someone who could eat 6 packets in one day if I so wished. But I tend not to. But I could quite happily sit there and scoff a load. But yeah, chocolate wise, I've only had a small amount of chocolate. I think I've had 1 Freddo bar. I had 2 of the little unicorn Mr. Kipling cakes this week that I got through the week. They were lovely, by the way. They were so nice. So tiny though, 2 bites and they were gone. Like a cup of tea, 2 bites of cake and it's gone. Because they're teeny tiny, they're like so small, so diddy. Great for kids, I suppose, if you need your kid to put a little bit of weight on. But yeah, so I was a bit naughty with that. But sweet wise, I think that's all I've really had treat wise this week. I'm trying to think if I had anything else. I've snacked on a lot of seafood sticks. I've polished all them off. I got a couple of packets of them in my shop and they're all gone, because I have snacked a lot on them because they're really low fat. But I think that's about it really. Anyway, how long am I in? 16 minutes. I think that's probably long enough for now. But I just wanted to give you a little update on my weight loss. So that's 1 pound down this week. I am now 14 stone and 12 pounds, I believe. Last week I was 14.13. The week before I was 15.1. So I don't think that's too bad. I really don't. I'll take it. I'll take it over stagnating and plateauing. I'll take it over again. I think it's really not too bad at all. I just hope that it continues to go in the same slope of direction of going down rather than just staying or jumping back up. But we'll see in time. Time will only tell with that, because like I've said before, I do have a very slow metabolism. My metabolic rate is that of a pensioner's, so I am going to struggle to get more weight off in the future. I think within the next couple of weeks I'm going to have to massively up my game with adding a little bit of exercise into the regime. But that's for me where the scary stuff happens, because I'm going to want to eat like a Mars bar. When I've finished doing some exercise, my mum would say to us, well, why don't you have like a packet of Snacker Jacks or have an apple or a banana? No, I want a Mars bar when I've finished exercise, and that's the trouble. I always want to reach for something that gives us instant energy, that's really chocolatey. Also, I can't eat bananas. I really don't like them and they don't agree with this. And same with apples, I'm not keen on them, but I do like oranges. But anyway, yeah, so yeah, I need to up my game with the steps and the exercise, but just ever so gradually. And my opinion is, Aesop's fables, the tortoise and the hare, the tortoise wins the race at the end of the day, guys. The hare might overtake at first and might be sprinting ahead of you, but at the end of the day, it's a bloody long race, and you've got to remember that. And it's just not sustainable to keep a high weight loss up every single week. So basically, if you do it slow and steady, that should get you there eventually. And never beat yourself up if you end up plateauing here and there, or if you gain a little bit here and there. Just know that you've got to kind of double your efforts or try a little bit harder next time. Just don't beat yourself up about anything. That is key, because then the chances are you would go off the, you basically fall off the wagon, and that's not a good thing. And it's about trying to keep momentum up and motivation, and to encourage yourself as well. So yeah, don't deprive yourself of too much. I'm certainly not depriving myself. Like, I deprive myself a little bit, but not much, and that is the key. A little bit of what you like does you good, but more so once you've lost weight, really. But it's just so hard, isn't it, guys? The struggle's real. I've had times through the week this week where I've wanted to eat my arm off. I've been that hungry. But yeah, it's just getting past those hunger pains. If you're feeling hungry, have a big glass of water or a big glass of sugar-free dilute juice. Anything that kind of will fill you up fluid-wise. Preferably not a glass of wine, because that's full of calories. Anyway, I'm going to go now. Sorry this has been another long one. I thought this was just going to be like a 5-minute video, but you know what I'm like. Yab, 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 talking away. But thank you for watching this, and I hope everyone's well. And until next Sunday for my next weight loss update, good luck everyone who's on this journey with me this week. I hope you're all doing really well with it, and until next time, take care and bye for now.